and it shook, and it did its thing outside. And yeah, like you couldn't even, when you came back out, you couldn't even recognize like the surrounding area. But even prior to that, after everything was said and done with Wormwood, everything stood still, right? And then again, that's when I heard, which what I thought was like race cars, people playing around. I'm like, what in the world? They speeding down the street, making all this noise. How could they even be after something like this? But no, that was not. It was not cars. They were big, tall. They were horsemen. They were horses, and there was men riding on the horses, and they was flying. I mean, not even flying. They were galloping, but it was so fast. It looked like the speed of.
God bless you, brothers and sisters in Christ, and welcome back to Cloud9 Blessings. I truly hope that you are all having a very blessed day in the Lord. This is Amber, the creator and the narrator of the Cloud9 Blessings YouTube channel that is all about encouragement. It's about sharing dreams and visions, but most importantly, the gospel of Jesus Christ that can be found in 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4. Many brothers and sisters in Christ from around the world are sharing very powerful end-time dreams, along with warnings that they want to share. And in this video today, we're going to be looking at one of them, and that is from our dear sister in Christ, Shayna. And this video is titled about a warning in regards to wormwood. So let's now take a look and see what our sister in Christ saw in her experience.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kingdom Child channel. Today I'm going to bring a video, or more so a dream, to you guys from a different view. Today I'm going to release a version of my dream in its entirety. I could have re-recorded it, but I do want you guys to hear what's being said and the tone that it's being said in. So this is the first time that I'll be releasing one of my recorded dreams. As a disclaimer, again, I literally had just gotten up to record all I could remember from waking, from the dream. This dream was received early this morning. Today being January the 4th, it is now being recorded and posted around 12:52 p.m. But I did have it overnight, and I'm going to go ahead and play the original recording in its authenticity, so you guys can hear just my reactions to the dream itself as I'm recording it. I won't do this often, but I just felt compelled to have you guys again just listen to it from the original tone. Okay, here it goes. Okay, I had a dream that I can remember that I saw wormwood, and it came down pretty fast. It was almost like the sun just came right down in front of me, like in the road, at the end of the road in front of me. And I ran into a building, myself and some kids, to hide from the impact. I remember when everything was settling down, it was quiet outside. But then I heard zoom, 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 zoom. And you would have thought that it was cars, like speeding, like race cars. And I looked out that window, all you saw was like the light from what you would have thought was the cars, or like the speed of the car. It was so fast, but no, they were horses and men. It was spiritual horses, like, and men that was galloping so fast. It made that sound, and it left that little trail of like red, like speed of like light. And I remember taking my cart and going down a hill to a place where they normally would have like food. They would give out food and stuff. And when I got down there, I knew like wormwood just happened. Like, and people came as if they never felt it, they never seen it. Like, I don't like. So I ended up heading back because I knew that nobody was coming to like distribute food or anything like that. I remember a lady was walking up behind me and she was like, "Oh, hey, a bunch of y'all young girls out here." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm 40. She was like, "No, you look 35. I was like, "Oh, well, thank you." Super nice. And we kept going. There were other parts in the beginning of the dream. I don't really remember everything that happened in the very beginning of the dream, but I do know I was outside when it happened, and I believe it was nighttime, and I was on the road, and the streets and stuff were already kind of like I don't know, jumbo. It was it looked like chaos had already happened. And then I looked up and I saw this big ball of light, of fire, that was not brighter than the sun, but it just illuminated the entire, like, I mean, man, it was crazy. And that impact, and I knew if I stood outside, I knew I was going to get God. So we ran so fast inside. And then it was interesting too, because I remember just now thinking about a flood. And so when we ran in the building, I just didn't want to get away from the impact of like the wind. I thought about climbing up, because I guess the buildings were like a lot of tall high-rise buildings, but I wanted to get on the opposite side, like not just the building that was alongside the path of the road that I was on, but further on the other side, like on the same side but further back, and climb up. This is what I was thinking, because it was going to flood, and and so, but I don't even think I don't think it was enough time to even run over to the other sides of the building to go up, because the impact was coming so fast. And so we just leaned up against a wall, like in between the crevices. I don't know, it makes sense, but it shook, and it did its thing outside. And yeah, like you couldn't even, when you came back out, you couldn't even recognize like the surrounding area. But even prior to that, after everything was said and done with Wormwood, everything stood still, right? And then again, that's when I heard, what I thought was like race cars, people playing around. I'm like, what in the world? They speeding down the street, making all this noise. How could they even be after something like this? But no, it was not cars. They were big, tall. They were horsemen. They were horses, and there was men riding on the horses, and they was flying. I mean, not even flying. They were galloping, but it was so fast. It looked like the speed of light. And I was able to like really, because I was confused, like, huh? Like, I looked, like, kind of zoomed in and allowed me to, like, zoom in. And Lord willing, they were horses. And there was people on the horses. And they were flying down that street. And all you saw was, like, just trails of just light. Like, it was so fast. And I guess he slowed it down for me. That's the only way I could have really honestly seen it, because you wouldn't have. Again, I thought the cars just went by, and you just, maybe the tire, the fire or something from the tire, or just the trail, like, going so fast. No, that wasn't it. So, with this type of dream, I definitely knew it was wormwood. I knew those were horsemen. I knew it was, there was no food. Nobody came after that. Like, there was nobody coming to feed the people out in that parking lot that was lined up ready for food. There was so much more that happened early on, and I honestly do not remember. But I'm just going to share the parts that I do have, and if anything else comes to me, I'll come back and I'll add that to this. But guys, I never thought I would have a dream about wormwood, and that's exactly what that was. It wasn't a comment like, there's a difference. If y'all, like, there's a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got the small comments fall all the, they fall all the time, and even if it was like one that the earth would be concerned about, I think I'll take a comment over wormwood. Wormwood is in its own category. Like, wormwood is this big, in my dream, it was almost like somebody threw the sun at the earth, and you got to see it in slow motion. And behind it, because of how fast it went, or it was flying toward the earth, you could see the thick trail of fire that was following this ball of gas, or whatever it was that make up wormwood. Say an asteroid, it didn't look like rock. That whole thing was a ball of fire, literally. And it was so big, guys, as it was coming down. Like, it was really, really big. Not if I looked up and it was like, boom, bright, just consuming my whole sky view. I saw it from one side of the end of the road and all the way down the other side. And that was, if I lift my hand up in the sky, it probably covered my hand, at least the base of my hand, the palm of my hand, more so. It covered the base of my hand, the palm, I mean. So just trying to give y'all like a visual. If you lift your hand up and the whole palm circular, that bottom part, and this is it hitting the very opposite end of the road. That's how big it was, and that road was way down the way. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, that was pretty intense, and thank you guys for listening. Be blessed, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.
Wow, Sister Shayna, the glimpses that you had from the tribulation period are absolutely intense. I felt the intensity as I was watching this video, and I could see the urgency in your voice, especially wanting to record it right away, because you had a glimpse of many different things. The big one, of course, was wormwood, and just the impact it caused in your experience, the damage And I know you had mentioned about seeing water and the buildings and just all the damage and destruction that this caused. And you had mentioned, especially in particular, were the horses that were unleashed. And we know what each horse represents. And you saw them just bolting and running. And it was so quick. I know you had mentioned it was leaving like this type of light streak as they were taking off. So, with all this just happening, and we know that the tribulation period is just so close, and we're just about in that time frame. These dreams like this are definitely warnings of what is to come. And I truly pray that they wake up many people, because people just think that today is just another day and that things are going to get better. And the answer is no, they are not. Things are not going to get better. Things are going to get a lot worse before they even get better. And that better part is, of course, when we come back with the Lord and we are on the white horses. From then on, we will see a difference, because the Lord will be amongst us and we will be with the Lord forever. But she saw some clear signs of destruction in her experience, and we know that this is definitely coming. So I truly pray that if you're watching this video today, that you take heed to this warning here of what our sister in Christ has seen, because wormwood is definitely going to be a destructive sight, and what it is going to cause is going to be unlike what many people had ever seen, because we know that it is going to turn the waters bitter, and once that turns water bitter, many people are going to die because of that. That's why I believe she had seen a lot of the water and the destruction of when that comes down, when it lands. So I truly want to thank you, Sister Shayna, for sharing that experience and wanting to get the message out about wormwood and what you saw, because it was very intense and definitely a warning. So I want to thank all of you brothers and sisters for taking the time to watch this video today. Our Sister in Christ Shayna's YouTube channel information will be in the description box, so please head over there. She is a very encouraging sister in Christ. Please type in the comments box, Jesus is coming. Please type in the comments box, Jesus is coming, because he is coming so very soon and wants us all to be excited and awaiting his appearance. Remember what it says in Titus 2:13. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video today. And until next time, God bless you all and have a very blessed week.